Namaste. Continuation with my previous video. Today we will be discussing how to delete an element from the list. There are different ways of deleting element from the list. So we will be discussing with respect to pop, delete and remove methods. Let us discuss one by one. Say for example, now we have a list. For example, we'll be having a list T equal to say 3, 2, 5, 7 and 1. So T, we have these many in the list. Suppose we use pop method. I'll say X is equal to T dot pop of, if I say 1, what happens here is the Z, that is 1, 0, 1, that is second element in the list will be deleted. Now the deleted element is stored in X. Now if you see X, you can see 4 is deleted. Now if you see and if you type T, you see 2, 5, 7, 1. That is 4 is deleted from the list. Here in pop, what happens is if we want the deleted element to be retained, then we will be using pop and store it in a variable, some variable. Now if we do not want the deleted element to be stored in any variable, then we go for the del option. That is, now T, what we have? T, we have 2, 5, 7, 1. Correct? Now suppose, before going for delete, suppose if I don't pass any parameters, say, if I say just pop, T dot pop, if I say, what happens here? Now, according to this, the last element will automatically be deleted, right? But anyway, I have not stored. If at all you want to retain, then we need to store this in some variable. Say, I say y equal to T dot pop. Again, I'll not pass any parameters here. Yeah. Now, if you see y, which is deleted, now the topmost element is that is the last element in the list was 7. So 7 has been deleted. Now, if you check with the list, we have only 2. Now let me try to append T dot append 6. Again T dot append 1. Now if you try to see, now we have 2, 5, 6, 1 as of now. Now this is about the pop. Now I don't want to retain the deleted element in a variable. Then we go for del method. That is del T within the square bracket, we will be giving the subscript. So for example, if I say 1, what happens? Now the deleted element would be 5 in the list. Now let us see what is there in the list. We have only 2, 6 and 1. Suppose if we do not want to retain or the removed element, if we do not want, then we go for del method, right? Now suppose if you know the element you want to remove but not the index, then we use remove method. Now let us see how we are going to use the remove method. T dot remove. Now the element in the list are 2, 6 and 1. Say for example, now the content of the list is say 1 or 6. If I name that in the parameter itself, then that particular element will be removed from the list. Now you see, we have only 2 and 1. So I think the difference between all these three methods are, pop will, if you want to retain the deleted element, we will go for pop. If you do not want to retain the detail element, just to delete the element based on the subscript, then we go for del. And if we want to remove the element with respect to the content of the list, then we go for remove. So these are the different ways of deleting the element from the list. Now we can also use slicing concept to remove more than one element in the list. So let us see how we can do that. So let me create one more t is equal to 1, 2, okay. Now t, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I want to delete 2 to 4. That is, I want to delete the element 2, 3 and 4. So what is the subscript I need to give? Del t of slicing concept we will use. From 1 to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to give 4. 4 if I give, it is less than 4. So how many elements will be deleted? 2, 3 and 4 will be deleted. Now you see, if I say, we have only 1 and 5 in the list. So these are the different ways of deleting from the list. Now we will see few list functions like len, max, min and sum. So say for example, if I say len, we already have seen what is the len function. Now we will see max. Max of t. What is max of t? It is 5. What is min of t? It is, anyway, I'll go with a new list. 3, 4, so 12, 4, 22, 11 and 1. So these are in my list. Now if I use min of t, what is the minimum of t? Is 1. If I say max of t, it is 22. If I say sum of t, it gives the total, that is 50. Now if you, these are the minimum, these are the functions supported by lists. Now let us see, before we discuss more functions in the list, we'll try to write a program to compute an average of the list without using the list, or average of to compute an average without list. So let us not use list at all. So for this, I'll be sharing the script so that we can just try to if you see here we are trying to compute an average without using list. So what we are trying to, very simple program. We have just used total and count has been initialized to 0, and we are inputting the values until we type done. Once we type done, it comes out of the loop. So here we are trying to calculate value is equal to, we know input by default it will return string. So here in this we are trying to typecast it. So int of inf. So total is equal to total plus value and count, and we are calculating the average. Now if you see here, if I run this program, I'll try to share the even ideally. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now if I say done, it will come out of the loop and it will calculate the average. Now let us try to write the same program using list functions. Now what I'm trying to do is, I want to use list functions. I'm going to delete this. And instead of that, what we will be doing, here I'll be creating a empty list. So we know how to create an empty list. Now this remains as it is. Now instead of these two, I'll be replacing it with the function append. So L dot append. What is that I need to append? The value. So every time I enter a value, I'm going to append it into the empty list. Now here, I'm going to change this by using the function sum. So I'll be using sum of L. And here, how do I get the count? I'll be using len function of list, len of L. Now I'll be, see, by using list functions and methods, the number of lines is being reduced and it is made very simple. Now let us run this program and see. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I press done, I got the same answer. But here if you see, the number of lines is being reduced a lot compared to the previous one, where we have not used list functions or methods. So this is the advantage of using list, methods and functions. So for today, it is as per the plan, it is done. So I'll be discussing lists and the strings, that is the relationship between lists and strings, in my next video. Thank you.